Hey guys, Mrs. Regner here. Just wanted to hop on and make some new tutorials for you guys. I know that you guys have been out there watching those on my YouTube page or through our student announcements in the morning, and I love that you guys are tuning in, sending me photos of what you're doing, so keep that going. Today what I'm going to do is a quick lesson on perspective, and we have talked about perspective older kids, but this is going to be one of those concepts where it's just an introduction. It's a little bit on the complicated side, so if you don't get it right away, give yourself a break, because it is a difficult thing for most people to understand. Some people it'll make sense right off the bat. If you love structure and math, this might come super easy to you. For other people who think a little more abstract and creatively, this might be a little more difficult. Please, I always share this with my kids, but I struggled with this when I first was learning, and I didn't learn it until a teacher who I was watching as an assistant in their classroom taught their students, and all of a sudden it clicked. So it kind of depends on how you're taught, and I'm hoping that at this point I've taught it so many times that I can break it down for you guys and help you be successful. Also, like I said, it has to do with math, so you can practice your measuring skills, your ruler, working on your geometric shapes and forms. So it's a pretty cool lesson overall. We're going to jump in right now. I have a straight edge cutting mat here. You might have to get a little bit creative. I've got some rulers somewhere, but I couldn't find one offhand, so I just grabbed something that has a straight edge, and it also has some inch marks on it, which is nice. Anything straight will be fine. You could use a book. Pretty much anything with straight edge. So I've also gotten a little creative here recently with what I'm using to kind of prop stuff up. I've got like a paper towel holder right now trying to hold my phone. So bear with me as I kind of do a little reaching to make sure that you guys can see your video. All right, guys, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to get started. You need that straight edge, like I said, a piece of paper, and then I've just got a pencil with an eraser. You're going to need to be able to erase. So get out an eraser if you don't have one, because we're going to erase some lines. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, and the first thing we're going to do is create a horizon line. We're going to lay our ruler across. It can be portrait or landscape, doesn't matter. But we're going to lay our ruler across, and from one side to the other, you're going to line your pencil up, and you're going to drag your pencil across from one edge to the other, all the way across. Nice straight line with your ruler. Now keep in mind, I'm working from the side. I'm going to try to keep things as straight as possible, but working over the top, just take your pencil and drag it along the edge of your ruler. All right, if you get a wobbly line, try again. So you're going to take off your ruler now, and you'll have a nice straight edge. This is what I called my horizon line. You guys are comfortable with that. We've talked about that for years since you were little ones. The horizon line is where the sky and the ground meet. Same thing's going to happen in this picture, except what we're going to do is build some buildings that are going to converge, which means all go towards the center, getting smaller as they get closer to the vanishing point. So vanishing point, that's term number 2. Vanishing point means there's a dot somewhere on this paper, and this is 1 point perspective, so there's only going to be one vanishing point, and you're going to pop one dot somewhere on the horizon line. That line, or that dot, is super important because every line is going to converge to it. Every side line, I should say. Okay, guys, so we've got our vanishing point here. Sometimes I'll label it VP for vanishing point. All right, the next step is fairly simple. If you can draw a rectangle or a square, you're going to be able to accomplish the face of our building. So you can start on the left or the right. It's up to you. I'm right-handed, so I usually end up on the right-hand side first. So I'm going to take my straight edge. Let me move my computer. And I'm going to start off with a rectangle that crosses over. I'm going to go from the 8 down to the 14 so that it's equal on both sides. But I'm going to draw a line that goes down across the horizon line. Does everyone see that? Then I'm going to turn that into a rectangle. So I'm just going to turn that ruler to the side. I'm going to lay it straight as possible. Straight across. Level as possible. And I'm going to draw a straight line across the top. and then a straight line across the bottom. And I'm going to check that out. There we go. All right, so this is the face of the building. That means the front of the building. Front face. They both start with F is how I remember that. So we got our vanishing point, and then we've got the face of our building. All right, so we have to draw the sides, and the sides are what are going to converge, which is what I said earlier, meaning that they go in towards the horizon line, and they're going to get smaller as they go in. So here's where it clicked for me. The teacher that I watched that made sense to me, she made an X in the corner. X in the corner on this side, the side that's closest to the vanishing point. So make a tiny X. You can always erase it. That X is going to connect to the dot that's in the center. So I'm going to take my straight edge and I'm going to line up the dot, the vanishing point in the center, and the X that's on the corner at the top. And I'm going to draw a diagonal line down. And I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. And I'm going to draw a dot and a diagonal line to the X. And now we have the face and the start of the side of the building. Now here's where it's going to go, oh, it's going to pop out and look 3D. So you've got your face here. Take your ruler, take your straight edge, whatever it is that you're using, line it up with the X's. Okay, see my X lined up. Scooch it towards the vanishing point a little bit. Okay, so I'm moving towards, here's my vanishing point and it's hiding. And you're going to draw a line from the top of the building down. And now you have a building. Got to get that little line there. Now you have a building with a face on the front and the side. Okay, so it's looking 3D. Now, buildings usually not see-through unless they're made completely of glass. This one is not. So if we can't see through it, then we don't see the horizon line. So we need to take out our eraser. We're going to erase that line that goes through the middle on both the front and the side. So erase that line that goes through the center. Okay. And then we're going to keep this line because we're going to turn it into a sidewalk. It's going to make our life easier in a little bit, but there's probably another building back here. So we can erase the line that went from the back of the building to the vanishing point. So let's erase, but don't get rid of the top of your building, okay? And you're going to erase the lines that are diagonal. Okay, still got a lot of horizon lines, so I'm going to show you guys how to make one more building there. The building's, like I said, going to get smaller. So then we just start the process over again. You have to make sure that the building is above and below just slightly for this drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and make a rectangle. So a horizontal line, vertical line. That means up and down, vertical is up and down. Then I'm going to draw a line across and a line across. Okay, not great. I should check that on my ruler one more time. And then I'm gonna do the X in the corner, X in the corner. Okay, and then what happens then? X goes to the vanishing point. Okay, X goes to the vanishing point. Remember, I'm working from the side here, so it's a little tricky. And then I've got my face. Erase my line because I don't have that. And then I got to make my side. So I'm going to make I would line it up with the X's, move it over and draw a straight line down. Once you get the hang of it, you don't have to line up with the X's and move it over. It just becomes what you know to do. But those X's, man, they made it click for me. So I'm going to erase the horizon line because my building's not see-through, right? And I'm going to erase the line that went to the vanishing point. Now, I know I'm talking super fast, so feel free to go back, redo it. I just find that it's easier for me to upload for you guys if I'm able to keep my videos short. So, okay. So now we've got a building and a building. We've got our sky up here. And if I took the time to color, it'd really make it pop up. I'm going to show you guys how to pop a street in here, a sidewalk real quick, a couple doors and windows, and then you guys can be creative and make your own buildings on the other side. Send me a picture of what you end up with. Okay, so we're going to make some sidewalk first. So I'm going to line up. Remember, I kept that line here at the bottom. I'm going to line up with my vanishing point, and I'm going to draw a line all the way until the edge of my paper. Okay, and this is where I'm going to start my sidewalk. So I'm going to do the same thing. I like my stuff to be equal, so I didn't do buildings on that side, but I'm going to line it up so that this is going to connect pretty much in the same spot. And I need to line up with my vanishing point. So I'm going to go like that. Now my street is mainly, oops, sorry. My street is mainly like a triangle, right? And so what I can do now is just simply make one more triangle. Check that I'm on there for you guys. Okay, so bottom of my sidewalk is going to go to the dot in the center. Okay, bottom of my sidewalk needs to connect. Sorry if it's not exact. Trying my best. Okay, and then the center is the road. Now watch this, guys. Super easy trick coming at you. Lay it across your straight edge, that is. Draw a line, skip, draw a line. We're skipping for the road, if that makes sense. Draw a line, skip, draw a line in your triangle. It's going to make sidewalk squares that also get bigger as they get closer to us. Isn't that crazy? It's starting to look 3D right now, isn't it? That's the awesome thing about perspective drawing. Now there's 2-point perspective and 3-point perspective. If you guys are loving this, let me know. I can try to teach you 2-point. And this too, I know it's something you do in junior high. So I'm going to say, oh, wait, this building, this could be grass right here if I wanted to. Okay, maybe this is grass. And so I'd color that in with grass. I could also make sidewalk if I wanted to, coming out from like a door or something of that nature. Okay. I can do whatever I want. This is the middle of the road. Check out this trick. We're going to make a really skinny line. Really skinny triangle, I should say. That goes to the middle. Vanishing point. Okay, it can be even skinnier than what I did, but like I said, working from the side here, it's a little tricky. Okay, and then guys, always use the ruler. Always use the ruler. So what you do is you draw a line in the middle, in the middle, in the middle, middle. It's getting littler, isn't it? Could have gone even skinnier, and I think it would have shown even better. And then every other one, you erase the side. So keep, erase. Keep, erase. Keep, erase. Okay, and now we've got a dash line down the middle of our road. Pretty sweet, huh? And like I said, I probably would have made this skinnier if I could see a little bit easier so that my lanes would be a little bit wider. But something to improve upon next time. Remember, every time we do this, we're always trying to do things a little bit better. We're learning from our mistakes. All right, go back and watch that again if that was tricky for you guys. I'm going quick. So the last thing I'm going to show you, now you guys can kind of see I could add like a park over here, or a whole other set of buildings. Sky is up here. Everything above the horizon line is the sky. Everything below is the ground. Remember, the horizon line is the furthest point that you can see in the distance. So if you're out in the country, it's where the sun sets. That's how I remember. It's where the sky meets the ground. All right. On our buildings, here's another easy but a little bit tricky part. Okay, on the face, front face, that's the regular square, the regular rectangle. You just make a door or a window just as you've done your entire life. Squares, rectangles on the face, not on the side. I'll teach you the side in a second. So you just do squares and rectangles. Okay, and you use your straight edge, guys, because seriously, it looks so clean. It looks so much better. It's always that thing that as an art teacher I can say, you used a ruler or you didn't, because it makes a huge difference. And ruler skills take practice. So don't get discouraged. It's a life skill. You're going to be measuring things as an adult. So it's awesome to practice it with a fun way of art. So I'm making a door. My door is going to get smaller on this building because it's further away. Showing the element of art, space. Not to be confused with space like our science space. Okay, space is how we're using our page to set up our art, how we're showing distance. We're showing how these buildings relate to one another size-wise. That's what we're showing with space. Okay, now, I also want to tell you guys, a lot of kids don't learn this till high school, but you guys are so amazing. That's why I'm showing it to you now, because I want to give you guys these chances early, because I'm just amazed at what you do already, and I know you're going to be able to do even better stuff as you get older. Okay, so here's the tricky part. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. So on the face, I told you guys the rectangles and squares for doors, windows, signs, they're all going to be regular. On the side, the tops and the bottoms of any sign, door, or window, the tops and the bottoms have to go to the vanishing point like we talked about with the roof and the ground where it was built from, okay, where the building is anchored to the ground. So here's how I remember that. I actually kind of start with the top first. So if this is going to be the side of my building's door, I'm going to line it up with the vanishing point, and I'm going to make a little line, a tiny little line, top of the door. Then I just take my ruler, straight edge, book, whatever you're using, and I connect it to the bottom of the building. Sorry if I just went off camera. Looks like I'm still good. And then I'm going to go down and connect. And now I have a door that also lines up with the vanishing point and is in the right perspective. Okay, now if it's above the horizon line, here's my horizon line, I erased it, then it angles down. But if it's below, like the bottom of a door, okay, or a door that is below the horizon line, let's do that on this side so you can see. It's going to angle up. So angled up, this line lines up with the vanishing point. Okay, so let's do a line down. Let's do a line down. And doors are easy because you already have the ground. I went too far, so that's why I gotta have my eraser handy. Let's erase. Okay. But windows, little trickier. You're gonna have to do the top, and the bottom of the window, and then vertical lines. Vertical lines stay the same. Vertical means up and down, okay? Horizontal lines, that means the line that goes side to side. It goes diagonal in this type of drawing to the vanishing point. All right. So guys, that was 1 point perspective. You can do doors and windows on either side. Like I said, 1 point perspective. And look it up because there are tons of tutorials online for you guys to watch. Mine was about 20 minutes, so I'm going to upload that for you guys. But if you attempt this, drop it for me in my classwork folder on your Google Classroom, guys, so I can see it. I want to give you guys feedback, and I just love getting your stuff. If you can't find how to do that on there, hey, just email it to me here at school, and I will get back to you. All right, guys, have a great day. I'm missing you, and I can't wait to draw and create with you soon.